Hey Poke Battlers, what is happening? My name is Noah, and today I'm bringing you a 5th Gen OU Wi-Fi battle against Poketheory. This was a great battle that really tested out my skill because, as you see on the bottom, I'm using an offensive team and his Trick Room team countered mine pretty well. So I hope you guys enjoy the battle. If you do, please leave a like and check out my channel. So let's start the battle right now. I see that he's going to probably lead with a Bronx Song, so I'm going to lead off with my Rotom Wash, not knowing what ability he has, and with my Rotom Wash I can just go for the Stabbed Hydro Pump, which is what I'm going to do first turn, and it isn't going to do too much damage, but here the first turn right off the bat I'm going to find out that he is a Trick Room set, which means he's probably carrying a Trick Room team with his Bronzong. Now next turn he's going to go for the Stealth Rocks, getting these entry hadgers up really fast, and on my team I don't even have a Stealth Rocker, let alone having a Rapid Spinner, so I'm at a huge disadvantage right now. I'm going to go for the Volt Switch right now, just getting a little bit of switch initiative and some damage because I want to start stalling out his Trick Room because again my team is a very offensive one that is really fast. So I want to go into my Thunderos, who I know can either sponge totally the Earthquake that he might have or the Gyro Ball because I'm going to be able to resist that. So after some after turn effects, he's going to go for the Gyro Ball. It's not going to do too much damage to me, which I'm really happy about. And in return, I'm just going to go for the Stab Thunderbolt, and I'm going to get the quick 1-0 lead to his Bronzong, KOing it with my Thunderbolt. So this is really good. I'm slowly stalling out his Trick Room, which I really found necessary. So after this turn, he is going to go into his Electros. And after this, I kind of wanted to see what kind of set he was, and I wanted to Death Fighter my Thunderos, so he's going to overpredict, probably predicting me to go into my Rotom Wash. He's going to go for the Acid Spray. I'm actually going to leave, which I was really surprised about, and I'm going to go for the Focus Splash, doing huge amount of damage before Life Orb is going to take me out. This is really good. I'm getting a good amount of damage on his special attacker, and again, I'm wasting off these Trick Room turns that I really found necessary. So I want to go into my Scrafty right here, which I knew can counter and wall most of his hits because this is a careful and pretty much of a bulky set. He's going to go for the Thunderbolt. It isn't going to do too much damage, and this is good for me because I was counting the Trick Room turns. I know that there's one more left, so I'm going to go for the bulk up, raising my defense and my attack, and I know after this turn the Trick Room is going to end, meaning that my Scrafty is going to be faster than his Electros. This means I can go for the Drain Punch, not only KOing him, but getting some extra HP back from me, which is really nice. So now I'm up 2-1 early stages of this battle. That's really good, and I'm just waiting for him to bring in a Pokemon to start up the Trick Room again. So he's going to bring in his Reuniclus next turn, and I'm thinking that he's either going to put the Trick Room again, he could either start Calm Minding, or he can hit me hard with a super effective Focus Blast. So I'm going to go for the payback here, seeing how much it's going to do, and it does just under half of his HP, and he's going to get the Trick Room here. So I'm thinking that I can either go for another payback right here, or I can switch out fearing the Focus Blast, which I was kind of fearing. So I'm at this point where I don't really know what to do, but I'm just going to stay in. I'm going to take the hit, and hopefully I'm going to survive. And surprisingly, I'm going to live with 56 HP, which is really nice. I'm going to go for the payback once again, and really surprising again to me, I'm going to be able to take him out, which means I probably got min damage last time and max damage right here, which is really nice. I took out, again, another one of his walls, another one of his Trick Room inducers, and this is turning out really nice for me. So he's going to go into a Scavalier right now, and I never saw this Pokemon in competitive battling yet, so I've looked this up on Smogon, and I figured that a really popular set is Choice Banded. So I'm going to be my Scraftian right here, making sure that he isn't Life Orbed, and I confirm that he's not Life Orbed, so he's either Choice Banded or he's Leftovers. So I'm going to go into my Rotom Wash, knowing that I can resist the Iron Head, and he's going to switch out, and now I'm pretty sure that he's Choice Banded. He's going to bring in his Porygon 2, which with the Eviolite, it's a really powerful Pokemon. I'm going to go with the Hydro Pump, and unfortunately enough, it is going to miss, but I believe that is the only instance of hacks that is really good. He's going to go for the Thunderbolt, which is neutral because I am not only water, I am also an electric type Pokemon, and I'm just going to go for the Volt Switch, trying to see what he's going to do and seeing what he's going to do to me and seeing if he wants to switch out after I bring in my Scizor, which is not a choice banded Scizor like most Scizors these days. This is a bulky variant that doesn't even carry superpowers, so I was just going to see if he's going to predict that. But instead, I'm going to go for the U-turn, and I'm going to U-turn into my Latios right here, as I was predicting him to go for the Trick Room. Now, if I played this right, I probably would have Volt Switched from my Rotom Wash to my Latios, because my Latios is the one and only Pokemon that I know can take care of this Porygon Z, Porygon 2, and not because I can go for the Draco Meteor, it's because I have the Trick, and he goes for the Ice Beam this turn. I'm really glad he didn't switch out. I'm going to be able to live that Ice Beam with 113 HP. I'm going to go for the Trick. Now he has the Choice Specs, and that's alright for me. His attack is now reasonably higher, but what's good is I can either go into my Rotom Wash to take the Ice Beam, or I can go to my Scizor. Either one works. I'm just going to decide to go to my Rotom Wash. I figured that Scizor might be useful later in the game because he has the priority Bullet Punch. He's going to go for the Ice Beam. It does a decent amount of damage, but I have the leftovers, and this is a bit of a bulky set, so this is really good for me. So he's going to switch out, knowing that he really can't do much to my Rotom Wash anymore. He's going to go into his Conkeldurr, and I'm just going to go for the Volt Switch, knowing he's going to switch out. And I know that the Trick Room is up, so he's going to technically be faster than all my Pokemon. So I'm just going to try to waste the turns away. I'm going to go into my Reuniclus, who's really bulky defensively. Hopefully I'm going to be able to take a payback if he has it, and in return I want to go for the Psyshock. I want to do great amount of damage. So instead he goes for the bulk up. No, he could probably take one hit. I'm not going to go for the Calm Mind. I'm just going to go straight for the attacking move. I'm going to go for the Psyshock. It is super effective and stab. It does a good amount of damage. Unfortunately, his Conkeldurr is pretty defensive. It's probably a careful nature, and this is not good for me. So he has the +1 attack right here, and he is unfortunately going to lose the Trick Room right here, and I'm just going to be able to 2KO him off with the Psyshock. I guess he wasn't counting the Trick Room turns, but it did bite him in the butt right here. So now he only has 2 Pokemon left, his Escavalier and his Porygon 2. Again, I'm slowly withering down his team, and I see the Escavalier, so I'm going to switch out my Reuniclus right now, knowing because he's at full health, he's going to be good for me later in the match. I want to bring in my Latios as a complete death fighter, see what he's going to lock himself into, and it is Mega Horn, so this is good for me. I can either go into my Scizor, or I can go into my Rotom Wash. I decided to go into my Rotom Wash. I don't really know why, and he's going to switch out knowing that I'm faster than him because I have that Stab Hydro Pump, which could do a really good amount of damage. So that is what I'm going to go for as he goes into his Porygon 2, and my Hydro Pump is going to do a really good amount of damage. Fortunately enough, it's going to hit, and it does a good amount of damage to the point where Volt Switch next turn is going to be able to KO him off. So this is what I'm going to do, and now he's going to only have 1 Pokemon left, which is his Escavalier, and now I'm kind of wondering what I should do. I don't know if I should go into my Reuniclus as Death Fodder, almost seeing what he's going to lock himself into, or I should go into my Scizor, who unfortunately doesn't have any move that isn't neutral damage to his Escavalier. So I decide I'm going to go into my Reuniclus, going to wither down his HP as much as I can, and then I'm going to go into my Scizor to finish him off. So I'm going to go for the Focus Blast right here. It's not going to do too much damage, and he's going to go for the Mega Horn, and that does a huge amount of damage. In fact, it's going to be able to 1-hit KO me, which is unfortunate. But now it's only I believe it's a 2-to-1 lead in my favor. So I'm going to go into my Scizor right here, hoping that my bulkiness and the fact that I have Roost is going to be able to stall him out enough, which I'm going to be able to KO him off. So I want to go for the Bullet Punch right here. It's not going to do too much damage, although it is stabbed, and he's going to go for the Mega Horn. I believe after this turn he's going to miss, which is a bit lucky for me. So I see how much this Mega Horn does, and even though I resist it, it does a great amount of damage, which is crazy. So I'm going to have to go for the Roost next turn. I'm going to have to get enough, I'm going to have to get enough HP. So the fact that I can get Roost up, and then I can continue going for the Bullet Punches, and eventually I'm going to win if I stall him out correctly. So he's going to go for the Mega Horn. Like I said earlier, he's going to miss, which is a bit unfortunate. So I can start going for the attacking move right here. Unfortunately, I make a misclick. I go for the Pursuit. It doesn't really matter in the long run, as you're going to see in a few minutes, but it really didn't do too much, which is unfortunate. He's going to miss another Mega Horn, and that's, again, sucks, but again, maybe the misclick made up for that. I'm just going to continue going for the Bullet Punch. I figure now I don't need to go for the Roost after he Mega Horns, because if my next attack doesn't KO him off, I can go into my Rotom Wash as my last Pokemon, and I can go for the Volt Switch, which is neutral. He doesn't have the best special defense, and it's going to hit because I have 100% accuracy. So after this one more Bullet Punch, he is going to be able to take me out, and I'm just going to go into my Rotom Wash as my last Pokemon, and I'm going to go for the 100% accuracy Volt Switch, and I'm I'm going to be able to KO him. So this was a great match, Poketheory. I hope you guys enjoyed this match, especially how my Rotomosh comes in and lives with 69 HP to win the battle. I know that doesn't happen often, and it is quite cool. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please leave a like if you did, and check out my channel, and as always, take care.